Well, folks, things got a little heated on the Fox and Friends couch on Thursday morning when hosts Brian Kilmeade and Steve Doocy got into it a little bit over whether or not the House Republicans' investigations into Joe Biden have accomplished anything at all. See, Steve Doocy correctly has pointed out that they've uncovered absolutely nothing, while Brian Kilmeade lives in his little fantasy land and insists that, oh no, they've got everything on Joe Biden. So here is how the exchange between the two began. Steve Doocy said, with all due respect, the Republicans need better investigators because they have a lot of circumstantial evidence, but they have not shown that Joe Biden profited personally or had broken any rules. And Kilmeade immediately chimed in and he goes, they're doing great. No, let me finish. Doocy says, let me finish. I started. Kilmeade says, this is funneling right to him at a rapid pace. They have had this job for 8 months. Doocy said, what's funneling into him? Kilmeade responds, everything. Is Joe involved? Is Joe's presence involved in every major business deal that Hunter was involved in? As Andy McCarthy said, Joe was the business. He had the access. Hunter didn't. Hunter didn't have the reputation. It's leading right there. So Doocy chimes in and goes, Brian, what laws did Joe Biden break? And Kilmeade said, if the American people knew, and Doocy interrupts and says, just answer the question, what law did he break? Number one, the investigation is not done. That's my point, Brian. They need better investigators. Do you not want to hear any reporting until it's done? Ainsley Earhardt then chimed in and said, they just don't have the smoking gun yet. You know, trying to calm it between the two, like, they just don't have the smoking gun. Kilmeade got even madder at that, and Kilmeade goes, this is a raging fire. So then it kind of died down. So Kilmeade believes that Republicans have all of this evidence on Joe Biden. I've said it 100 times. I don't need to say it again, but I will anyway. They've uncovered nothing tying Joe Biden to any of Hunter Biden's business. They have not uncovered the bank records, even though they've gotten bank records from 6 different banks. Their witnesses that they call that are supposed to be star witnesses have said, no, actually, Joe was not involved in any of it. So they've got nothing. Kilmeade is a liar. But it picked back up a short while later. Doocy said, to my earlier point, the Republicans just need to present the evidence to the American people and say, look, they've got to say, okay. Kilmeade says, 19 pages wasn't enough yesterday. 19 pages. Oh my God. Doocy says, Brian, they've got to say we can prove Joe Biden broke the law by doing this. That's all I'm saying. Kilmeade says, so you only want a concluding sentence. You don't want to see the investigation. And Doocy says, I'm watching the investigation. Kilmeade says, this investigation is the most damning leading to a culmination I have ever seen. Doocy goes, I said it looks terrible. We just need proof so the American public. Kilmeade jumps in. You said Republicans are doing a terrible job. Doocy ended with, I said they need better investors that can connect the dots. He then turned to the camera, smiled, and said, we just disagree about this. Now, Doocy's right. Doocy is, of course, a little bit smarter than Brian Kilmeade, who I have absolutely no faith in his intelligence whatsoever. But Doocy also understands Republicans are walking into a trap that they set for themselves. I've said that, half a dozen times just this week alone. There's no good outcome of this investigation for the Republican Party. Everything they do, again, even with the most extreme of outcomes of removing Biden from office, everything they do is actually going to end up helping the Democrats. But the most likely outcome is that they launch their impeachment inquiry after their August recess and then realize at the end of it, not only do they not have evidence, but they don't even have the votes within their own party, because they don't have them, to even impeach him in the House, let alone the Senate. They're going to fall flat on their faces. Steve Doocy understands that, and he's warning them not to step into their own trap. But Kilmeade is on the other side of the couch cheering them on, saying, get in the trap! We can get out of it! Because Kilmeade is an idiot. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.